14th of October 2024. This is Boerbeskuit News. WEF demands a ban on homegrown food to stop global warming. The World Economic Forum is demanding that governments enforce bans on members of the public growing their own food at home in order to comply with the unelected globalist organization's net zero agenda. The WEF argues that homegrown food creates emissions that allegedly cause global warming. Now, the first question I have is, where the fuck do they get the right to decide whether I can grow vegetables here in my garden? Who elected them? Where do they get their authority? All of those are valid questions, but we know that XXX is in control of basically all the governments in the West. And they give their instructions to these governments, and these governments follow their orders. So we the people, we don't have a say. But you must understand, the WEF is an unelected grouping of people, and they fall in that middle X of my XXX. And unfortunately, the less blessed with intelligence do not understand that these people are planning to wipe us all out. No. If I say something like this to them, they call me a racist. But that's their problem. And then we get to this tweet from Sir Gabriel Alfred. Prove me wrong. The average white person has high moral values, provides for their family, improving their homestead, lives in a clean environment, builds factories and always finds a solution for a particular problem, tries the best they can be. The average black person is morally corrupt, incompetent. In our communities, we blame someone when a neighbor is ill and blame his wife if he dies. On the street, we blame white people for being poor, while we have 6 to 8 children from many different women. And you can just imagine how those keyboard warrior racist IQ 70s ripped into him on this tweet. But what he is saying there, they don't come up with facts to prove him wrong. No, they jump on the emotional racism wagon. And then we have this from Pumlani Majosi. The records are clear. There were many successful black people in South Africa's apartheid era. This is an era of minority rule with black people marginalized. Yet still there were success stories in black communities. Blacks don't need BEE to succeed. All they need is more freedom. And who's taking that freedom away from them? This black government is making it impossible, or almost impossible, for a young black guy to start his own business. Because the moment that he starts his own business, they're on top of him with tons and tons of red tape and labor shit and all of that. That makes it impossible for him to really start. They are their own enemy. And then we have this from Anton 50. So what we all knew and said here on X last week has now been confirmed. Lesofie was summoned by Fikile to Letule House for saying bad things about the GNU. At the meeting, Cyril Ramaphosa sat quietly working on his tablet while Paul Mashatile defended Lesofie against Mbalula. The next day, Mbalula made a U-turn and said Lesofie was misunderstood and cleared him of all wrongdoing. Ramaphosa is a weak, spineless president, and Mashatile and the Alex Mafia is prepping Lesofie to become South Africa's president. We are so fucked. The ANC is clearly a broken, divided party who will always be corrupt and put party before country. God have mercy on our country. Now, I saw that spat between Fikile and Lesotho, and I am quite surprised that Mashatile jumped to the defense of Lesotho. But that Lesotho, I see now, AfriForum is taking him on about corruption and so forth. The problem is, the average black person don't see Lesotho for what he is. They only see him as a black guy. And then we get to this one. Sir Gabriel Alfred again. Large parts of Kwakwa have no water because the Jojo trucks didn't show up. But the people of Kwakwa deserve it. The apartheid government built over 1,000 water reservoirs around Kwakwa alone. In the late 1999, the ANC mayor, by the name of Dr. Mbangwa, ordered the demolition of those water reservoirs because they resemble apartheid. Today the ANC is delivering water to the people by Jojo tanks, and recently the very same ANC has announced that they are planning to build water reservoirs again in Kwakwa. Now, if that is not the top end of fucking stupidity, what is? It is absolutely mind-blowing, but it is just like that same intellectual giant in the Eastern Cape that said it is apartheid's fault that the people are struggling with water there because apartheid built the reservoirs too big. They must break those reservoirs down and build smaller reservoirs because then they can get them full. What the fuck is that? But that is the type of mentality that you find among the leadership. And another one from Sir Gabriel Alfred. In 1994, we blamed apartheid for everything. Yes, it was our right to do so. In 1999, we blamed apartheid for everything. Yes, it was our right to do so. In 2004, we blamed apartheid for everything. Yes, it was our right to do so. In 2009, we blamed apartheid for everything. Yes, it was our right to do so. In 2014, we blamed apartheid for everything. Now it is a mental illness and a cover-up for our thieves in the public offices. In 2019, we blamed apartheid for everything. It was a mental illness and a cover-up for our black brothers' failures and incompetency. In 2024, I will never blame a white man, never. I will blame a black man for his failures. And I will never stop comparing the achievements of the apartheid government and failures of our black brothers. If my post angered you, you must get ready for more. Thank you for reading and understanding. Now the problem that we have is that very few of the people that responds on his tweets has got the mental capacity and mental capabilities to really understand what he is saying. This morning I had a discussion with another black guy that I talk to a lot, and he's also in that category that is called the clever blacks. And I said to him, it is time you guys start a movement. CBDC. Clever blacks don't complain. We find opportunities and work. Now, if you agree that they need an organization like that, CBDC, tell me in the comments. And share this thing. Maybe they hear it and they pick it up and they gather their fucking guts because they don't have the balls to band together and fight this corrupt, low IQ vultures that are stripping everything from the country. Please give me a like and a subscribe and share the thing.